in the middle of nowhere that seem a hell of a lot happier than the people around here. Look at these people. I mean, what's happened to you? Who did this to you, sir? Who made you like this? You were once a happy little bubbly child, and now look at you. You tell me who did this to you, I'll give them a call. Seriously, I mean, this is just so sad. Look at these beautiful people. Look, each of these people were once bubbly, spontaneous, funny, mischievous. You were all mischievous. When was the last time you did something mischievous, madam? When was the last time you did something mischievous? You don't even know what I mean. People, what's happened to us? This woman doesn't even know what I mean, and don't mean anything against you, madam. Right? You seem very nice from far. Right? And she doesn't even know what I mean when I ask her when was the last time you did something mischievous. You were all born mischievous. And you've still got it in you. And what's happened to you? Look how miserable we are as a people, look. And we have the most amazing luxuries you could ever imagine. Many people here on this street, the food that you eat, although it's full of crap, the food that you eat is a type of food that 300 years ago only the king would be able to eat because he'd need 70 servants to prepare it for him. And yet look at your faces. Look how sad you all are. As you go from your one fix to the next, or one fix to the next. If you don't fix it with food, you try and fix it with alcohol, then you wake up the next morning with a headache and a pregnant woman you wouldn't normally sleep with, which is how most of you got here in the first place. Then you get up, you smoke your cigarette, you think that's going to help you because you've been watching television and they carefully use subliminal advertising to associate cigarettes with a penis. And they've been doing that for 87, 90 years. Check out Edward Bernays on Adam Curtis's film. And then you go to work and you do as you're told. You hate your boss and you hate your work and you wonder what the hell are you doing in this world. And then you come home and you read the Evening Standard and that fills you with your fear for today. And you go home and you worry about terrorism when actually you're 8 times more likely to be killed by a police officer than a terrorist.
This is it.
We got the man from the debating society here. His fix is debating. That's his addiction. He has to debate, but it's okay, I don't mind. Go on, what do you want to say?
No, it's being philosophical.
No, I don't mind. It's alright, Go on, what was your question?
But then you go home and you've got the family to sort of look after you, so despite you going...
Ah, so you go home and you've got the family to look after you. Yeah, but what's happened to our families, yeah? Where are they? When I go home, I want to tell you something. I'm going to be honest with you, yeah? I'm a father of 3. I've got 3 kids and a wife. Yes? So by the way, if you don't like this presentation, just thank your God, if you have one, that you're not one of my children. Can you imagine, right? So I've got 3 children. The reason why I'm here and not going home, even though I know my kids are at home, is because when I get home, do you know where my children are going to be? Where they're going to be? No, they've come back from that prison, they got out from that, right? Yeah, they're going to be stuck in front of their little machines, and I'm going to have to try and prize them away, right? What's that? I didn't buy them, other people bought them for them as presents. No, it's true, I agree with you, there's a certain amount of weakness that I have, you are right. I plead guilty to that, but it's extremely difficult. It's extremely difficult to resist that with the kids. So you speak about the family. What do families look like? How often do families sit around and look each other in the eye? How often do they speak about their feelings, about what's really going on for them? How often are they open and honest with each other? What's happened to the family? There's no family. There's just EastEnders. That's what there is. The family. Yeah? All the images around here, look, you don't even realise what this is doing to you. Full of food, the world's end, there you go, look at that. Yeah, underworld, yeah. Yeah, look at all this stuff going under your radar, all going into your mind. Super drug, what's that all about? Why don't they sell any drugs that actually make you feel good? Yeah, you can't get any drugs that make you feel good, can you? you can only get those drugs if you go to the doctor and tell him that you're depressed, right? You don't need drugs either, exactly. That's what I said to... yeah, you can get stuff from herbs, exactly. You can get stuff from herbs, and you can get stuff from meditation, but they don't teach you meditation at school, do they? They're too busy teaching you their rather dodgy forms of history, their lies about history, and their lies about politics. It's everywhere. All this stuff, deception everywhere. Deception in the law, the whole legal system, full of deception. Today, I was doing this in Oxford Circus, and a rather rotund police officer, it's a very nice way of saying seriously overweight, a rather rotund police officer came up to me and said, "Yo, stop that, sir," you know, in this kind of bad father type figure type, yeah? Because he's obviously on some sort of power trip, and he basically threatened me, and he said that I was breaching the peace, doing this, breaching the peace. Who's breaching the peace? Him or me? Who's doing the harassment? Him or me? Yeah? And it's all full of deception, and the thing is, the poor guy didn't even know what he was doing. He didn't even realise, he didn't understand. What's that? Yeah, selling his soul for 30 grand a year, that's right, but he doesn't realise that. Now, don't get me wrong, by the way, because statistically speaking, there's at least one undercover police officer here, so for you, whoever it is, I've got my suspicions who it is.
Remember, I just debated.
Right, just to let you know that I haven't got it in for the police, and they do a lot of important work. I think most of what they do is actually quite important. For example, they help a lot of people who get into domestic situations. What's that? What about someone like you? What about someone like you? What's that? Oh yeah, that's another thing, isn't it? Yeah, here's a nice. You want to hear a bit of subliminal messaging? Guess what? They've got codes. Yeah, the police have got codes. Yeah. What code are you? Do you know?
I'm K7.
No. You're coded. Everybody's coded to identity. Do you know what code you are? What code? Let's see. Someone nice and there's a nice blonde white woman. What code? Yes. IC1. IC1. What code is he? IC3. That's a coincidence. I wonder why she's IC1 and you're IC3 and not the other way round.
I'm
yeah?
popsicle.
Yeah. What's that?
I'm a popsicle.
You're a popsicle, yes. I did suspect that you might be one of those.
Right, thank you very much.
But you look happy anyway. You enjoy yourself while you can. Have you met before, you two?
Yes,
Yes, okay, just checking.
She's a lollipop.
Yeah, well, racism is a whole other thing because you don't understand how the minds of the people at the top of the chain work, you see. You don't. You understand how the minds work? What do you think? How do the minds work then? Tell us. Do you want to speak on the megaphone? That's right. They unfortunately have got serious issues, serious money and control and power addiction issues, and they probably see you and me as just lowlife they don't care. They don't care what they do. They're quite, as long as they can sell their crap to you, they don't give a toss. They're quite happy to sell McDonald's food to you and to your children. They're quite happy to sell technology to get you completely distracted and to keep your children brainwashed. They're quite happy to advertise. They're quite happy to have women's minds ruined by the constant images of thin women that look so thin they're going to die and keel over from anorexia. Look at all the shops. You guys, you go into these shops. Why do you shop in these shops? Why don't you go into the shop? Why don't you? I'll tell you what, want to do something? Instead of just hanging around here listening to my ranting, here's something you can do. Go into one of these shops that's got really thin mannequins and tell them that you are never going to buy anything into their shop until they change the way they depict women. Yeah? And if a few hundred people did that, they might start listening to you. Yeah? Stop shopping in these places. Go into Tesco, go up Tesco and tell them when they stop trying to tempt people into buying crappy chocolate and crisps and cakes and all this stuff that makes people ill, Yeah? Stop tempting people to buying that with their stupid special offers. It's not a special offer to get 4 Twixes for £1. You're better off buying 1 Twix for 60p than 4 Twixes for £1, and you're even better off never buying a Twix again. Why has Twix got a gold shiny wrapper, huh? If it was so nice to start with, it wouldn't have to have a gold shiny wrapper. Why does Coca-Cola spend billions of pounds marketing their disgusting poison water? And you buy it. You buy it. You spend money on poison water, you nutcases. It's full of drugs. If you're going to take drugs that actually work, that raise your consciousness. Don't take drugs like caffeine that make you just get all jittery. Don't take drugs like sugar that give you diabetes, that ruin your liver. Take a drug that raises your consciousness, for God's sake. Don't take a drug like nicotine. All it does is make you want to have more. And alcohol makes you angry. Anyway, sorry, just get a bit carried away at times.